Alright, welcome back everyone to the T90 series. 1-all between MBL and TaToH. TaToH taking the last game on my lovely lady lumps, or whatever the map was called. This one looks a bit more familiar. Never mind, it's not actually familiar. I lied. It's gonna be a little bit choppy as we catch right back up to real time. Also, what? Okay. Something just happened. Maybe there's a pause or something. I don't know. Spearmen trying to lure the boar here, because it looks like they don't have a scout. This map is going to be Jaguar Den. Oh man, this boar is not having it. But like I said, T90 series, organized by T90, for his 24-hour stream. What? These villagers are harvesting Jaguars. Okay. Sure. Why not? So I guess you can do that. So, yeah, TaToH, spawning here. Blue. Magyars. Northwest of the map. MBL, south of the map. Yellow, Berbers. And I was gonna say, like, when I first saw, like, the mini-map, that, okay, they're playing on Golden Pit. Nope. Not Golden Pit at all. These guys have gold near their bases and gold around the edges of the map, but there are no resources in the middle of the map whatsoever. Just a lot of Jaguars that, for some reason, provide 100 food. Not sure exactly what that means, but, sure. I guess the idea is that you lure them with your spearmen. Like, you send the spearmen to the middle of the map to start having some Jaguars chase them, and then the Jaguars go underneath the town center. You know, the spearman runs underneath the town center, the Jaguars follow the spearmen, the villagers kill the Jaguars, and then can harvest the food freely. Which appears to be what TaToH is doing. Meanwhile, MBL isn't doing that at all. Not whatsoever. This is going to give TaToH a pretty sizable advantage right off the bat, just because he has a lot of extra food compared to his opponent. And, yeah, I mean, these really weird sorts of maps tend to favor TaToH, I think. Just because he's a really smart and creative player. So, able to really take advantage of, the Jaguars already. I think he's taken, like, 4 Jaguars. Which, yeah, this is it. This is exactly what I was talking about. This is exactly what I was talking about. So, now, you just have the villagers kill the Jaguars. And this is actually so smart by MBL. Oh, man. I totally forgot about that. Because of the villager bonus versus wolves/Jaguars, MBL just kills them in one hit with the villagers. So it just gets all of this extra food for free. They do decay pretty fast, though. We switch to TaToH's POV. Let's see how fast these villagers gather. I think they gather as quickly as a hunter. Yeah, they do. So that's pretty insane. These guys are like mini deer, essentially. Which is why TaToH was able to gather so many so quickly. We will see TaToH go up on 20 pop, MBL on 21 pop. Talking about the Civ matchup a little bit here. I do think Berbers kind of hard counter the Magyars in the late game. But in the Feudal Age, the Magyars should have a pretty sizable advantage over the Berbers, because they don't really have anything going for them beyond their villager bonus, which is nice, but isn't particularly massive in the Feudal Age. And then you have the Magyars with their cheaper scouts, scouts that deal 1 more damage, and villagers that kill Jaguars in 1 strike, allowing the, villagers to gather tons of Jaguar meat. Because MBL already has planted 4 farms. TaToH has planted just 1, starting now. And TaToH has 426 food in the bank, compared to MBL's 72. TaToH already has just a massive food advantage over his opponent. This is already looking super good for him. Looks like MBL is using his starting spearmen to run these Jaguars to his opponent. But TaToH rather, is totally fine with that, man. This villager's gonna kill in 1 hit. It's like, okay, I'll take another mini deer. Thank you very much. This is so good for TaToH. Really smart civ choice this map. I know, I wouldn't have thought of that as a civ bonus. TaToH's like, I recommend you not bring me Jaguars! Oh my god. That's so funny. It feels like, oh, yeah, that's a thing. Whoops. TaToH's just gonna get so many scouts out right now. Already has 6 military on the map to MBL's 2. MBL has his spearman and a scout. And his spearman's being chased down by a Jaguar. 2 scouts already at the base of MBL, about to get a villager. With this scout coming in, it's going to be another dead villager, or just 1 dead villager. And we see TaToH now with a 2 villager lead over his opponent, as MBL loses his spearman. We hardly knew ye. So yeah, we need to see something out here from MBL, because he is miles behind in this game. Honestly, yeah, TaToH, just use the villager lady. God, that's a lot of Jaguar damage. That is a lot of Jaguar damage. But just run them under the TC. Yeah, she should be fine. And yeah, just gun them down. Or poke them down, I guess. Ooh! Bit sloppy there from TaToH, losing a villager to the Jaguar. Bombardment. The March of the Jaguars. These are the true Jaguar warriors. But yeah, even if they decay super fast, it's still going to be worth it for MBL to take the food, since they apparently gather as fast as a hunt unit. But it looks like on the other side of the map, TaToH wasn't as effective as he would like to have been with his early scouts. Really hasn't gotten a ton of kills. TaToH losing, looks like a scout? Yeah, he lost a scout, only killing 1 villager so far, as we see MBL rapidly catch up in the military count. MBL does have a ton of farms out right now. As far as blacksmith upgrades go, just the free forging here for TaToH, not anything for MBL. And TaToH got a blacksmith a while ago, so that kind of begs the question, why did he get the blacksmith? He's just now going out to the gold. 2nd stable, so it is going to be the 2 stable scouts out from TaToH as he walls up his map, which is pretty wallable by the looks of things. I didn't really have a chance to talk about the individual players' maps. But yeah, just a couple houses here, and TaToH's set, man. This is a very wallable map for him. It's probably just about as wallable for MBL. Maybe slightly less so for him, but yeah, it's going to be pretty good here for TaToH as we approach this late feudal age period. 2 villagers on stone for MBL is a bit interesting. He's not really making any towers or anything. Oh, but here we go. Scouts running around the 1 hole in this wall. Your walls are only as strong as their holes, or something. But 2 spearmen here defensively for TaToH will at least ward away the scouts for the time being. But the scouts are preventing TaToH from finishing this wall as he would like. TaToH himself is trying to wrap around. It looks like there is a bit of a gap here, so little small holes abound. And 1 spearman is not going to be anywhere near sufficient. 2 spearmen also going to be equally as insufficient. And now we have the wolves among the sheep or something. More like Jaguars. Couple nice pokes coming in here from MBL, focusing down the low HP scout. Very nice of him, but there just are nowhere near enough spearmen right now, and TaToH's up the castle age already. This is just such a dominating position here for TaToH. Well, lots more spearmen coming in, though, and this is scary numbers of spearmen. TaToH does not have +1 defense or bloodlines. Let's check out MBL's resources. Okay, he's up to the castle age himself. He's going to be a little less than a minute behind his opponent. But once we start getting into the castle age, this is where the Berbers really start to pull ahead of the Magyars, in my opinion. Because Berbers have cheap camels to deal with opposing knights. They have camel archers to deal with cav archers. And, yeah, they have... In the Castle Age, their light cav are just as cheap as Magyar light cav. In the Imperial Age, the Berbers have cheaper hussars than the frickin' Magyars do. Berbers are so good. Also, this is so unnecessary. Literally one house walls this, and he's using 4. It looks like MBL might actually just go straight into the Camel Archer play. And I think we will likely see Cav Archers from TaToH, 3 ranges for him. And since we don't have any archers queued up by the looks of things, I think it's just going to be straight Cav Archers for TaToH. And that might mean that if MBL can get this castle up without too much of a hitch, he should be totally fine against the Cav Archers, because Camel Archers destroy Cav Archers. There we go. So let's check TaToH's POV. Cav Archers, indeed. And MBL will scout this out, so he should be pretty happy about that, since he already has tons of villagers committed to the stone. Pikemen coming in right away for him, helping to deal with the light cav. Pikemen obviously not going to be particularly effective against Cav Archers. Rip Scout, 2018 to 2018. Castle is now coming down for MBL. Let's see where it is. University. Ah, here it is. So, castle over here overlooking both of his golds. This should be pretty safe. I don't really think TaToH's going to be able to come in with these Cav Archers and really be able to stop it. TaToH getting Husbandry as well. He doesn't even have a Bodkin Arrow. TaToH, Husbandry's great, but Bodkin Arrow is better. TaToH now getting 2nd and 3rd town centers. He knows that, okay, my opponent's just throwing down a castle, so I should take this opportunity to get the economy lead. And TaToH will be able to get the economy lead, because if you're investing all of that stone into a castle, it means that you're not investing it into more town centers. At least not as quickly as TaToH. So TaToH will at least be able to take the villager lead for at least the foreseeable future. I mean, it's going to be 3 TCs to 1. And we're going to see MBL start to invest wood and gold into Camel Archers, meaning it's going to just further slow down his town centers. Bit of a harassment coming in from TaToH. Not really getting a whole lot done, just forcing some idle time. MBL now getting bloodlines. Actually, wow, this house actually died to these light cav with +2 attack. But the question is, what is TaToH going to do to deal with Camel Archers? Because I don't really think Magyars have a whole lot to deal with Camel Archers. It's going to be 75 HP for these guys. 1+1 Pierce Armor, so they even have a Pierce Armor advantage over Light Cav, 5 HP advantage, 1 attack advantage. I think they move faster. And of course, they deal, I think, 4 bonus damage. Also, I believe MBL has the Ballistics Axe. Oh, he's just researching it now. But he's going to have Ballistics over his opponent, which is pretty crucial in these Cav Archer situations. Good old Halbs. Yeah, but Magyars don't have the greatest of Halbs. Their Halbs miss the last infantry armor upgrade, which is pretty big against Camel Archers. And Skirmishers die to cheap Berber Hussars. At least Magyars have the last armor upgrade for their archers, unlike the Huns, which does help. And since Berbers don't get Parthian tactics, their camel archers are not going to do that extra damage to halves. But this is not where you want to be if you're a light cav, right into the waiting arms of these pikemen. Nice trade there for MBL. But remember, MBL is only on the 2 TCs right now. TaToH's on the 3. Getting a university as well, and why the hell is TaToH not walling out this area here? He has to know it exists. Yeah, he does. But just put like a gate here or something, man. And yeah, skirmishers will be his unit of choice, and skirmishers do deal pretty well with camel archers in sort of smaller numbers. But he needs the elite upgrade, and that is now complete. And we'll have to see if MBL can get some damage done here. TaToH about 10 villagers ahead of his opponent right now. Army counts are about even, but a lot of MBL's army is into these pikemen, which are not useful offensively, whereas the entirety of TaToH's army is pretty useful. Skirmishers getting a nice pick on a camel archer there. +2 armor now coming in for TaToH. That's going to be useful as well for all of his units here. Siege Workshop now coming down from MBL as he is up to 3 TCs himself. So it seems like MBL is going to be at a fairly consistent 10 villager deficit to TaToH. Which I think he's fine with, so long as he has camel archers, because he has the better army in terms of quality. Because right now TaToH has like no way of dealing with like light cav or anything like that. Nice trade there from those pikemen. I mean, these guys are pretty useless at this point in most situations, so getting a couple cav archer kills is not something we're going to see MBL complain about. And he has just a very nice KD of 21 kills and 10 deaths. Halves OP. The CA final armor upgrade? Oh, Vatilla. If Huns had ring archer armor, that would be terrifying. Cheap heavy cav archers with 6 pierce armor. Oh god. If anything, Mongols should get it, because Mongol heavy cav archers are terrible. I actually think it's a crime that Mongols can't go for heavy cav archers. Like, the thing is, Mangudai are just better heavy cav archers, right? They fire faster, they move faster, they deal damage, extra damage to siege units. They're, well, I guess now they're the same gold cost. They do more damage, but... Man, Mongol heavy cav archers are so bad. Like, Mongol heavy cav archers lose to Saracen heavy cav archers. That's how bad they are. I mean, yeah, Saracens have fully upgraded heavy cav archers, but they don't really have any good bonuses for them. No, I don't want to make Mangudai more OP. Like, if you make a change to Mongol heavy cav archers, I would want it to affect just the heavy cav archers, not the Mangudai. Mangudai are fine right now. But anyway, TaToH will be up to the Imperial Age faster because he's just had a 10 villager lead for most of this game. But now we have the forward push coming in here for MBL. A couple skirmishers going to get picked off here. I don't know if he has Thumb Ring. Ooh, nice Mangonel hit there for MBL, killing 3 skirmishers right away. And yeah, those are going to be some dead villagers on top of it. I mean, Camel Archers, 7 damage is a lot of damage for an arranged unit in the Castle Age. Oh, yeah. GPN, I'm not sure if you were around earlier. Were you around earlier in the VV versus ACCM game, Indians versus Aztecs? I went on a rant about the Elephant Archer. I don't want to re-trigger people with another rant on the Elephant Archer, but suffice to say, I do not think highly of the unit. Military counts are about even, and I do think TaToH should win this fight with these skirmishers, though MBL should be able to pick away at the expensive cav archers while, you know, hitting and running, and this is becoming quite a lot of camel archers. And Tarkans are pretty good units. Definitely were the reason for the GG. Oh yeah. Terrified of it. No, Tarkans are good units. If your opponent is, like, playing as Britons or Mayans or something that's, like, very reliant on archer units, like, a Tarkan Flood just destroys them. A GPN, I think Mongol Cav Archers are... I mean, Mongols just have the best Cav Archers in the Castle Age, along with Huns. Well, Huns, I guess, because they're cheaper, are better, but... Second to Huns, Mongols have the best Castle Age Cav Archers. Yeah. Exactly, Turbo Noob Tuber, exactly. Another nice Mangonel shot onto those Cav Archers there. A couple Knights out, I guess just to snipe the Mangonels. But this really... Like, if you're at even numbers of Camel Archers with Skirmishers, like, Camel Archers will win. Like, Skirmishers aren't that good against Camel Archers. But now we see TaToH in the Imperial Age MBL just now clicking up, but... Scores are very even, and if the scores are even when one player's, like, clicked up to the Imperial Age, that means that MBL is at a pretty significant advantage. His KD is like 2-1 right now. Castle CA, don't forget Vietnamese. Shit, Bogus, you're right. Ooh, another nice Mangonel hit right there. TaToH with honestly not the greatest micro this game so far. Oh, don't tell that to Smarthy, Turbo Noob Tuber. But with TaToH getting all of his archer upgrades, he now has fully upgraded skirmishers. I do think we'll have to see MBL beat feet for the time being. He has Italian in Arena? Oh my god. That's funny. That's really funny, GPN. Few Cav Archers trying to work their way around, but the Camel Archers and Pikemen should be able to hold them off. Hello there. This is a lot of dead villagers. I mean, we do see MBL with now actually a slight villager lead over TaToH. And these skirmishers are walking into the waiting arms of this castle. Going to be losing some skirmishers there needlessly, and really, I think TaToH's micro has been pretty suspect this game. MBL now getting Thumb Ring. But, the thing is, TaToH, you need to have better KD than 44 kills and 83 deaths, even if you have a better economy. Even if you had the super smart opening with the Magyars pick. It's just... Right now, we're going to have Imperial Age Berbers. Yeah, but Italians actually have very good gunpowder. Yeah. Their gunpowder units are 25% cheaper. It's yours. God damn. Weren't they making an Assassin's Creed movie? That just sounds like a disaster. A disaster in the making. TaToH actually had to buy stone to get a castle, but he is going to be getting a castle over here. But we already have a Treb out for MBL. I mean, Italians are still a good gunpowder civ in Arena. I mean, Italians have a really versatile and wide-open tech tree. I actually don't think this is enough. Actually, these Camel Archers aren't fully upgraded. They don't have the Elite upgrade. So it's not going to be a particularly cost-efficient fight, but we should see at least the numbers advantage for MBL here. Actually, TaToH has like double the military count of his opponent, but the thing with TaToH's military is it's kind of spread out all over the map. Anyway, 2 trebuchets out already. First trebuchet just now being made by TaToH. MBL should start to siege these guys up. Really should. Also, MBL, you should probably go ahead and get the Elite Camel Archer upgrade when you can afford it. But actually, we do see a pretty decent score lead now for TaToH, just because his army's a lot larger due to his making of trash units, whereas MBL is not making any trash units. And that trebuchet was not long for this world. Everybody, behold the power of a Camel Archer nerf. Camel Archers used to deal +1 bonus damage against rams, making them effectively just Mangudai but better. Yeah, but thankfully Decision took that one away because it was an incredibly stupid OP bonus. Oh yeah, I heard that was terrible bogus. Oh, also, Abhai 9012? I am so sorry, I missed your follow 14 minutes ago. Thank you for the follow if you're still here. Yeah, sorry I missed that. But MBL just keeping up his efficient trades, Cavalier actually coming in for TaToH, and I do think the Paladin route is likely going to be his best bet right now. I don't think there's enough gold on this map to really support all the Camel upgrades plus all the Camel Archer upgrades, because this does not seem like a particularly gold-rich map. And oh, MBL scouting. It's MBL scouting. He doesn't scout the edges of the map when he really needs to. Does not know that gold is there. Neither does TaToH, though. Oh no! He's off by 2 tiles. That's really unfortunate. They could start trade? I don't think that's a proposition that TaToH would appreciate. And yeah, I never really played Tomb Raider, Vatilla. Or not Tomb Raider. I mean, I never played Tomb Raider either, but I never played Assassin's Creed. I'm not really an RPG person. The only RPG that I really liked playing was Borderlands and Borderlands 2. Well, especially Borderlands 2. I fucking love that game. But usually RPG games are a little slow for me. Well, I mean, Pokemon, if you count that as an RPG. Like, I played a ton of Pokemon. These Cavalier are not going to be particularly effective. Elite Camel Archer now in for MBL means he now has fully upgraded Elite Camel Archers. Well, I guess minus McGrevy Camels, but that's not really the most important of techs. What, unfollowed? Sorry, Vatilla. I didn't say it was a bad game, I just said it wasn't really my cup of tea. Or just RPGs weren't really my cup of tea. RPG or Riot? Why not an AT4? Why not an M72 Law? Why does it have to be an RPG? Why do you have to use the Soviet weapons, huh? Cavaliers coming in here for a raid, and MBL isn't really that well endowed in terms of population. I think he does need to group up his army at least a little bit here. Got into philosophy because of Assassin's Creed? That's cool, Vatilla. I mean, I got into history because of Age of Empires too, so I think it's really cool when, like, people find, like, academic interest and passion, like, from a video game, even if the video game isn't particularly accurate. Though, to be fair, I'd say Age of Empires 2 is probably a bit more historically accurate than Assassin's Creed. But Town Center is going to fall for MBL, and this is actually a lot closer than I think it should be. I think MBL should have added on trash units a long time ago. He's adding in some heavy camels right now, but right now, MBL is just really struggling for gold. Oh, TaToH also found this gold here. This could be pretty big for him. But now Paladin on the way for TaToH. And out. But these Camel Archer numbers keep on plummeting for MBL, but he has finally taken that military lead, and his army should just be better than TaToH's. But he just keeps on throwing away these Camel Archers needlessly. But even the pikemen getting in on the fun right there. Paladin coming in at a really inopportune time there for TaToH, just as all of his units are dead. There weren't pirate assassins, Vatilla. There weren't super mega assassins in the Revolutionary War either. I'm pretty sure the first couple Assassin's Creed games were a lot more historically accurate than the more recent ones. Oh yeah, they do, I think, a pretty good job with that. I know, I've been to Florence, and the, Assassin's Creed 2, I think, was the one in Florence? Because I've seen my friends play a bit of it. But, like, the map of Florence was very good. But, regardless, there is a game going on right now, and we still have yet to see TaToH trade as effectively as he needs to. Now we have the light cab coming in from MBL. This is the unit I think he needed ages ago. Going to be focusing down the Trebs, but TaToH's coming in with Paladins on this side. That's going to be one dead Treb at a minimum. But all the Trebs are going to fall for TaToH, and I just don't see him having anywhere near efficient enough trades to win this game. Yeah, TaToH's armory is starting to crumble at this point. Just has some skirmishers and paladins left. There is still a trebuchet and a bombard cannon left for MBL. TaToH's trying to run in on this side, but the castle and some camel archers will drive him back. This castle is going to fall. TaToH, though, did get masonry and hoarding, so I do have to applaud him for being an ultra-mega pro to get the building armor upgrades and health upgrades. Even though MBL should have gotten them, because he frickin' needs it for his castles, because he's making camel archers. But that's just me. Ha! No, philosophy's cool. My only gripe with philosophy is that I get really frustrated when philosophy just is so, like, up in... Like, you're so... You can get so caught up in, like, the theoretical that you just never really bring it back to reality. And I think philosophy is only particularly useful in application. Or, like, you know, using it to... Applying philosophy to either theory, like practical theories, or sort of just practical situations. And I've only taken a couple philosophy classes, but sometimes you can just kind of get up there, like, dealing with, like, the metaphysical, and it's just, like, why do I care? This doesn't matter. But when philosophy is applied, I think it's very important. Philosophy is important. No, I wouldn't say philosophy is not important. I just think philosophy needs to be applied. We now have Halbs coming in here from TaToH. Well, philosophy is older than math. Or at least philosophy as we know it, and math as we know it. TaToH now getting guard tower? What the hell is he doing? Why is he getting guard tower? He's building a tower on his gold here, but that's kind of weird. Elite Genitor now coming in here for MBL. And this is one of the reasons why I think Berbers are just obscenely overpowered in the late game, especially when gold starts to run low. It's just so hard to deal with regenerating camel archers, cheap hussars that are cheaper than the Magyar hussars, and elite genitors. Like, that's just it's almost impossible to deal with for any civ. Mathematical logic is a descendant of philosophy? Yeah, I can get that. The goal of philosophy is to expand imagination and drag us out of even thinking what's the point of. I mean, isn't that what, like... At that point, it's just kind of like, you know, fun little discussion. It doesn't really, like, mean anything, though. At that point, it's just like talking about the weather, but like much smarter. But yeah, MBL going to win this one. Like I said, I really don't see how Magyars win in the late game here. And they didn't. So GG, well played there from MBL. I do think it was a really smart strategy choice there, though, for TaToH to pick Magyars on a map where you can hunt Jaguars. Like, that is just so smart and so cool.